Oops. Good morning, everybody. Quiet, Frankie. Alright, guys. I can't see any of you guys on here yet. Let's see. Let's wait a little bit. Good morning. Top of the morning to y'all. Alright, I'm going to make this short and sweet. Basically, what you guys saw yesterday with these elected officials that came into town is a blatant lie, okay? I had the privilege of touring that facility last Wednesday, and I'll tell you guys one thing. These kids are blessed, and they are very appreciative of being where they're at here as to where they are coming from. Now, these kids that are at that particular facility actually were not taken from anybody's family. They were not ripped apart from anybody. Okay, the kids that were at that facility where this photo op was staged, because that's what it was. It was a photo op to tug at the rest of the Americans' feelings that are not familiar with the border situation, that are not familiar with such a small town like Clint. So essentially, they have no idea if you're in New York or if you're in Washington State or New Hampshire or whatever, wherever you might be, you really have no clue. And you're subjected to what you're seeing on the news, unfortunately. But the fact of the matter is that these kids were not taken from anybody's family. They were not ripped apart. The kids that are in that facility are unaccompanied minors. Okay? They're kids that walked on up here by themselves, or they are children that were actually being trafficked or had been kidnapped or not with their legal guardian. Okay, those kids in there needed they're finally at a safe haven, okay, from that long journey of them being put in danger of potentially being able to get raped, you know, and going hungry, not knowing when their next meal was, no entertainment. Those kids find that location, that center, a blessing for them. Let me tell you why. Okay, a lot of these kids, prior to them getting here to the United States, did not know when their next meal was coming. And now they have 3 scheduled full meals for these kids every day. And they get snacks in between, or they can have another meal in between the meal. Or they can get seconds upon finishing the scheduled meal that they receive. They have a pretty big pantry for these kids, and I get it. Ideal situations, we would not want those children there. Who would? Nobody. None of us would. But what's the solution? Ushering them into the adoption services, where 60% of these children that go through that adoption process are abused. So we're just, okay, you're here, let's put you in this system now. No, we can't just, it makes no sense for us to, how they were crying, get them out of cages. First of all, they're not cages. They are in rooms, okay? And these kids, while in there, the doors stay open. When we went in there, they asked these kids politely to please remain in their room for security purposes, so that the media that went in there with us was not trying to question these kids, which one did try to question the kids. Unsubordinate, and Border Patrol got on his butt. And I will not say the news source that he was coming from, but it's a huge news source that's not even based here in El Paso. Okay? It starts with N. Anyways, these kids that are in there have free roam through the facility. The only place that these kids are not allowed to go into are the offices, the administrative side of things. But for the most part, these kids are taken care of. The best they can be taken care of in this situation, they're being taken care of. Okay? I've already mentioned they have 3 set meals a day. They can get seconds if they want, thirds, fourths if they want. They can have another meal in between their meals, or they can have snacks, chips, granola bars, unlimited amount of food for these kids, and water, and as it should be, okay? So when you hear these people coming out saying, oh, they're drinking out of toilets, no, they're not toilets, okay? It is an operating sink, water fountain, and toilet in one, okay? They're not toilets, AOC. They're not toilets, sweetheart. It is a toilet, a sink, and a water fountain. All 3 in one. And I've showed you guys the picture already, okay? These kids, okay, so the girls were pretty much in the main building, okay? The girls were very well taken care of. There was officers, men and women. And aside from the agents that are in there doing their job, these kids now have actual babysitters. Okay, they actually have babysitters in each room for all of these kids, and these ladies that are in there actually are helping these kids now change, shower. They're okay. Prior to these ladies, or prior to these caregivers showing up for these kids, our Border Patrol agents took on a role that was not even on their job title. You know, these Border Patrol agents, and this is something the mainstream media will not tell you guys. Our Border Patrol agents, bless their hearts, were teaching these kids how to brush their teeth. We're teaching these kids how to wipe their butts, okay? Because there are a lot of little kids, and a lot of these kids have never used even a toothbrush. So our agents, guys, were out there helping these kids brush their teeth. That's something the media won't tell you. The media won't tell you on how some of these agents bring stuffed animals go out of their way to purchase stuffed animals for these kids. Out of their own pocket. Take time out of their day. They go to Walmart or wherever. They buy a stuffed animal and they come back and they hand it to these kids. The media won't tell you that. These little boys, okay, so that's the inside portion where the little girls were being held, okay? They were all very well taken care of. Every single room that these females, these female aliens were in, they had a TV right above the doorway of every single room. Not one of these media members can deny that, okay? They were right there with me, and I know they saw everything that I saw. They have DVD players, guys. These kids have a variety of Disney movies, all sorts of movies that they can request to be watching. Okay? And just like kids, some of them bunched up more in one room. You know, they're little cliques. They're buddies. They're kids. They're friends. They're running around in there. Okay. So you know, when prior to the tour, they told the kids, "Hey, you guys need to stay in your rooms. We're gonna have some visitors coming through here, and you guys can't talk to them. You guys stay in your rooms for 30 minutes while this 45-minute tour goes on." And then it's back to regular business for us in here. And that's what was happening. So they took, oh my God, yes, Nike is anti-America, but I'm also a capitalist. And until there is a better brand for my shoe, Until there's a better shoe for my feet, I'm sorry, I'm gonna wear Nike. I've worn Nike since I was a little kid. Okay, every company is entitled to screw up, and I get it. They might not have gone about it the right way, but I'm a capitalist, and every company is entitled to make their own choices for themselves. That's the beauty of capitalism, right? And like I said, I'm not gonna go and burn my hats that I've had for freaking 5-6 years because you don't agree with it or because you don't like it. I don't have the luxury of spending money like that. So please, who cares? Nike's Nike. Until there's a better shoe for my feet, then maybe I'll think about switching over, okay? Anyways, back to the point, guys. Oh my God, guys. Who cares if I'm wearing a Nike or a Marshalls or a JCPenney hat? Who cares? Who cares? That's irrelevant to the message, for real. Back to what we're talking about. These kids have a list of movies where they can choose from, okay? And every single media personnel that was there should have the courage to speak up on the truth. They should. Oh my goodness, here we go with the Nike. Guys, I'm not here discussing brands. I don't care about that. I really don't care. I could be wearing dollar store clothes for all I care, guys. This is an old hat. It was a gift. Get over it. I'm not gonna go burn my Nike hat, guys. I'm sorry. Get over it. Oh my goodness, guys. Can you guys stop distracting me on Nike stuff? We're talking about something serious. Okay. So these kids, these little girls that are inside in the main facility, in the main part of the building, they're very well taken care of. They have no, they don't have volunteers. They have paid babysitters in every single room. These women are now helping these kids shower. They're teaching them how to, properly groom themselves, how to brush their teeth, how to wash their little face. They're teaching these kids all of that, okay? The boys, and the little girls are separated in different rooms, okay? Some of these little kids came as brother and sister. So if you see a room with boy and girl in there, it's because they are related. And they're trying to avoid traumatizing these kids by keeping them together. If in fact they are related, they try to make this process for them as least stressful as possible for them. So they allow brother and sister, or brother and brother, or sister and sister to remain together. So there's even a room of siblings, okay? And so that's inside. That's in the main portion. And every single media personnel that went in there should have the courage to say, this is what I saw, and not be lying to you guys. They are lying to you guys. That's a huge disservice. And I'm glad I was able to go in there and myself and Ben Bergwam, and he can tell you guys this. The boys are being held at the same facility because they're minors. They're also unaccompanied children, and they also were not separated from any family. Those boys that are there actually came across with individuals that were not their parents. These little boys and little girls were being used as a meal ticket to make it into America on a much, much quicker base. So these boys, that facility, that particular center was never built for this, okay? That particular location was actually really for processing. So where the boys are at, it's almost like a big garage, so to speak. It's insulated, yes. It's got two garage doors, one on each end, okay? But what they have done, guys, is on each end, and it's a pretty big, it's almost like a little warehouse. On each end, they have these big industrial-sized, like refrigerated air fans, right, on each end. So the boys are nice and fresh. They're cool in there. The boys are actually in there playing soccer because it is too cold for them. It is too cold for them to be running. I'm sorry. It is too hot for them to be outside running around in the sun. So the boys were inside playing soccer. Okay. Their sleeping arrangements is as follows. They have triple bunk beds. The highest bunk bed, the bunk bed on the very top, probably goes right above my hip. And then right under that is the middle bunk, and then the one on the very, very bottom. These bunks were donated to the Border Patrol from our military men and women. They are military grade bunks. And so if they're good enough for our military, they are also good for these kids. Like I said, they were in there playing soccer, running around. They get free roam all day except into the administrative building. And they also asked the boys, while the tour was happening, for them to stay in one particular area for security purposes. They don't want no strangers interacting with these kids that are just there by themselves, you know. These boys also had 3 TV screens, flat screens, maybe about 45-inch flat screens, guys, with PlayStation 4s on every single screen. Okay? On every single screen, they had PlayStation 4s. I don't have a PlayStation 4. I still have an Xbox One. Okay? I don't have a PlayStation 4. I haven't bought a PlayStation 4. But these kids have a PlayStation 4. They also have a basketball court out there that I myself witnessed. And these reporters should be able to tell you everything that I've just mentioned to you guys. They should all be able to tell you guys exactly what I just repeated to you guys. All of them. The Border Patrol agents, the Border Patrol has now gotten a contract, I believe, with a company, Bob Parker, which is a company that gives or sells clothing, toothbrushes, shampoo to prisons. Bob Parker is a company that provides items for prisons, pretty much. So it was in the interest of the taxpayer and the Border Patrol agents and the accompanied children for Border Patrol to do this, because now they are actually getting things in bulk, in large quantities, for all of these kids that are coming in. Prior to this, the Border Patrol had to send 4 or 5 of their guys on a weekly basis to Sam's around the city and to Costco, to the point that they would take all of the supplies from a particular Sam's, so then they had to go to the Sam's on the west side and take all the supplies there. They don't have to do that anymore. They now have a contract with Bob Parker, which is a prison provider, utilities. And so now they have everything that they need. I saw even a huge box of toothbrushes. So when they say, oh, they don't even have toothbrushes, that's a lie. Beto was outside of that facility and made some outrageous claims that these kids were being separated. No, these kids there have not been separated. So that's also a lie. Oh my God, you're wearing Nike. Guys, who cares if I'm wearing Dollar Store or if I'm wearing Nike? This was a gift from like years ago. Look at how faded this hat is. Okay, I'm very well familiar what Nike represents to you guys, but please, guys, we're not snowflakes. Stop getting triggered over an old hat. Come on. So these kids are very well taken care of, friends. These kids have everything that they need and more. They have their PlayStation, they're running soccer, They're playing basketball. They have a shower facility for them to be able to shower, which they're being supervised. Not completely, like there's not like a man or a woman sitting there watching them literally take a shower. But there is somebody standing at the door while these kids take a shower on their own while they're in there, you know? So that's the truth. That's the God honest truth, guys. And I wouldn't sit here and try to misconstrue anything, especially when it comes to children. Okay, they are the least. Children are really not at fault here. It's absolutely not the kid's fault. Okay, and if there was something wrong happening in there, some kind of abuse against children, believe me, I would be pissed and I would be sounding off right here, telling you guys, oh my God, they're doing this to these kids. They're illegal, but they're doing it. That's not the case. That's not the case. Okay? Yesterday, on an interview that I saw, AOC, they caught her right before she drove off from the downtown facility. She says, they're telling them to drink out of water. They're telling them to drink out of the water. The reporter says, did you see any of them drinking out of... they're telling them to drink out of the toilet. The reporter yells at her, did you see them drinking out of the toilet? And she goes, I have no more answers. I have no more questions. And then puts the window up and drives off. She did not see that. She did not see that. She is lying. She is lying. How do elected officials lie to us and get away with it and don't get any kind of persecution? But if we lie to them, we get in trouble. Why? They work for us. They are servants. They are our servants. And they're not serving us. They're serving other people. So it's time. It's time we get new blood in there. It's time we have a patriot takeover and get back to the foundations of this country. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that aside from us giving these individuals all of our hard-earned taxpayer dollars, we're literally giving it away. That they're still sitting here belittling our law enforcement agents that are risking so much. Some of these guys are even risking their marriages with all the extra hours that they're making them work. Some of these guys are risking their health with all these diseases that are coming across. Give them a break. Give them a break. I'm out there with these guys, and they don't deserve the treatment that these elected officials are giving them. They don't deserve that. We should empower these individuals, not belittle them. You shouldn't be knocking on their career, talking about they don't deserve a gun or a badge. They've earned that. They have earned every step of the way. No handouts. Respect it. Respect them, Veronica. Respect them, AOC. It's ironic, Veronica says some of those men shouldn't have a gun or a badge, all while getting off her fancy car and walking in being protected with men with badges and guns. Who's panting? I'll show you guys. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on, Danny. We just came back from our walk. So he's still a little hot. Say hello. Say hi, guys. So that's the truth, guys. Don't let these liberals, don't let these fake news outlets deceive you and tell you guys otherwise. Okay? Our law enforcement agents, our border patrol, bless their heart. Keep them in your prayers, guys. And seriously, don't believe the fake news. It is fake. It is fake, friends. They are on an agenda, and they are out to undermine and cut funding for our border patrol agents. Remember, these are the same people that want to defund ICE. That's the same people. All right? Free thinkers. Free thinkers. We need new blood. We need young blood in there to fight. We can't have this old school Republican Party anymore. We need new blood. We need new blood in there. I'll see you guys here in a little bit. God bless you, folks. Have a great day. Ooh, DC, only a few days away. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Peace and love. Always, always your country first, my friends. God bless you guys. See you guys in a little bit. Bye-bye.